Welcome back to ABC Columbia News at 11. One of the closest races on Election Day 2 years ago was South Carolina House District 75. The district includes much of the east part of Columbia and has been served for the past 2 years by Democrat Heather Bauer. She faces a rematch against the incumbent she beat back in 2022, Republican Kirkman Finley III. Both candidates believe that better schools are much needed in Richland County in order to make Columbia a more attractive place to live. However, the two have very different ideas on how to improve education.
That's why I've worked so hard on improving Richland 1. When we have a huge number of students graduating that are not career, military, or college ready, that's concerning. And what we know is that public education is what creates opportunity for people.
I'm willing to admit that education is an enormous problem, but I'm also willing to give parents options. Parents need to be able to decide where their kids go to school.
You can see more on that election race as well as others on the web version of this story. Thanks, James. Could certainly do with more of these fall temperatures. Well, in less than 36 hours, polls will be open nationwide. All weekend, former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris campaigned across the South, including North Carolina. Hear more from their latest stops ahead of Election Day.
Well, I went to Iowa and I had 48,000 people and she had about 300 people.
Former President Donald Trump said this at a rally in North Carolina on Saturday. His opponent Kamala Harris also stopped by the Tar Heel state. Hi, Doug. Hi, Rochelle. Well, we're setting up here for the South Carolina Republican Party watch party here that will be going on just steps from the State House here at Tin Roof on Senate Street. There'll be a lot of moving and shaking going on at the State House tonight. All of those spots are up for grabs. Now, at 5, we spoke about House District 75, which is most people in Columbia will be voting for either Heather Bauer or Republican Kirkman Finley. Both of them are incumbents. Another race we'll be watching tonight is over in Clarendon and Sumter counties, and I'm talking about District 64. Republican Fawn Petalino beat incumbent Democrat Kimberly Johnson back in 2022 to win that seat. Now the incumbent herself, Petalino, is facing a Democratic challenger in the form of 25-year-old Quadri Bell. We spoke to both candidates in their district, and they told us how they plan to improve that area.
Just want to continue working on our education system. I think school safety is another big topic, and just going to continue to work at the State House on bipartisan legislation and continue to grow District 64.
Everyone deserves a good paying job, and I think that's important. We need to attract good industry to our communities. We need to improve our education system. We have a lot of potential. We just consolidated our schools, but I think we have a lot of potential to do better. This election is about the next generation.
Those are just two of the South Carolina State House races we'll be covering. We'll have more on these local South Carolina races coming up at 6. Reporting live at the South Carolina GOP watch party at Tin Roof in the Vista, Alex Tejada, ABC Columbia News. Here at the South Carolina Republican watch party at Tin Roof on Senate Street, just steps from the South Carolina State House. And when it comes to the State House, the Republican Party will hope to make some gains. One of those gains they hope to make is in Senate District 26. And we've had the governor, Henry McMaster, already speak here, as well as Congressman Joe Wilson. Now, Joe Wilson has already claimed that he has wrapped up South Carolina's 2nd congressional district, an area he has long represented. In District 22, Overture Walker has wrapped up that. And in District 27, there will be no more representative incumbent Henry Gustafson. Instead, it looks like another Republican will take her seat, Alan Blackman. He currently has a lead over Democrat challenger Yokema Curtin. Now, we'll be continuing to follow all these races all night. If you want to see the latest live tweets, follow me on X at Alex Tejada News, abccolumbia.com. We'll have all this for you. And we're closely watching the presidential election here. Everything is at a fever pitch here. The crowd seems exciting, but also a little nervous. For now, reporting live, Alex Tejada, ABC Columbia News. These two campaign signs are pretty close together, but it's nothing compared to how close the two candidates were in the South Carolina Senate District 17 race. Quadri Bell says that if elected, his first goal is unifying the community. Next week, we'll talk about a district right here in Columbia, just east of where I'm standing. Reporting at the State House, Alex Tejada, ABC Columbia News. Columbia's Millwood neighborhood sits in the heart of District 75, a race that was decided last election by only 235 votes. In between Charlotte and Columbia sits District 17, which includes the town of Chester. It could prove to be one of the South Carolina Senate's closest races, with incumbent Mike Fanning being challenged by Republican Everett Stubbs.
This Fairfield, Chester, York, Lancaster region of South Carolina, old textile country, had experienced some rough times We've had a rebirth these last 8 years like no other region in South Carolina.
Senator Mike Fanning has served the district since 2017 and applauds recent economic growth in the city of Chester.
They've got a new mayor and council that are doing some amazing things with the downtown revitalization, using some of our housing tax credits to do that as well. The town of Great Falls has seen a massive rebirth.
Over in Winsboro, Fanning points to the Teacher Village as a recent success. The senator adds that education is one of his top priorities and says he has fought for teacher pay raises at the State House every session.
But also fought against some bad stuff. There was an 84-page bill written without a single educator at the table. 10,000 teachers marched on the state capitol against this intrusion of bureaucracy into the classrooms. I filibustered that bill for 9 weeks. The bill's dead.
His opponent, Republican Everett Stubbs, also supports improving education, but unlike Fanning, he believes that having school choice is the way to do that.
My children are in public schools. I love public schools, but I understand that that doesn't work for every family. So you have to have, other options available.
As a lawyer, Stubbs wants to see judicial reform at the State House, but says his top priority is economic development in District 17.
If you want businesses to come to your community, you have to give them the tools necessary to be successful. Infrastructure is the number one thing. Everyone has to have power, gas, utilities, water, and sewer.
Stubbs is also a strong advocate for the First and Second Amendments and believes that he is the better candidate to lead the area forward.
We've got a great community, but of course we're a small rural district, and so we need that state funding and that state help to be able to make ends meet.
Join us next week as we break down District 20, the seat currently held by Dick Harpootlian. For now, reporting in Chester, Alex Tejada, ABC Columbia News. Our final election preview takes us to South Carolina House District 93. The Democratic candidate is someone with 30 years of State House experience, former Representative Jerry Govan.
Well, this is a critical period of time, I think, for Orangeburg, Calhoun, and Lexington counties, this area of the state.
Having served District 95 for decades and now running for District 93, Govan believes the area is full of opportunity.
This is one of the fastest growing states in the country, and we're in the center of it. And so I think that it's really critical that we take advantage of that. We have great institutions like Orangeburg, Calhoun Tech, our HBCUs, South Carolina State, Claflin, down the road. We have Voorhees and Denmark Tech.
Govan also recognizes the need to improve the district's infrastructure.
And we also have to think about it in terms of smart growth. We're expecting them to increase housing in this area. We need affordable housing. But along with housing and economic growth and development, you also have the challenges of infrastructure.
His opponent, Republican Krista Hassel, also points to infrastructure as a major problem.
Our schools are failing, our roads are failing, we need better infrastructure, we need better representation.
With current Representative Russell Ott running for Senate this election, Hassel hopes she can bring a new voice to the seat.
Faith, family, freedom, and common sense. I believe that our taxpayers need to keep more of their hard-earned money in their pockets.
While she has less experience than her Democratic counterpart, she is still confident ahead of Election Day.
I believe that I'm the better candidate because I am constituent-based and solution-oriented. I don't have a track record in the State House. I don't have a track record with lobbyists. I am here to represent the people, and their voice matters, and I want to bring their voices to the State House.
Also running to make it to the State House is third-party candidate Harold Gettings.
That's the beauty of being third-party is, it's not about Team Red or Team Blue. I can work with whoever's willing to work with me to get stuff done.
Gettings believes there are three main things to tackle in the district.
Number one, fix the roads. It's getting bad. Somebody needs to do something about it. Number two, fund our schools. I'm not saying anything bad about the schools down there, only that they're underfunded. They're facing the same kind of shortages and manpower problems that, every other school in the state is facing. And it's time that, someone stood up and addressed that. And number three, pay us what we're worth.
Gettings is not concerned if Workers' Party ideas get used by opponents.
Go ahead, steal my platform. I would love to see that happen because it's not about me, it's about the people of South Carolina.
For more about the other candidates as well as the 7 other races we have previewed, see the web version of this story. And tune back in next week as we'll have all your Election Day coverage as it breaks. Reporting in the studio, Alex Tejada, ABC Columbia News.